Imagine a machine creating content just like humans. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Picture a world where artificial intelligence generates text, audio, video, and even code, mirroring the complexity and creativity of the human mind. This is the realm of generative AI, a fascinating frontier where machines learn from vast data sets to generate entirely new content. It's like having a virtual artist or writer capable of producing unique creations from a simple prompt. But it goes beyond that. Generative AI has the potential to revolutionize industries, transform workflows, and even create new forms of content. This is not just a concept anymore, it's very real. Welcome to the world of generative AI. The journey of generative AI started back in the 1950s. In these early days, we saw the birth of modern artificial intelligence, a field that would later blossom into one of the most exciting areas of technological innovation. But at the time, it was primarily based on rule-based systems. These systems, as you might guess, operated on a set of predetermined rules and were limited in their capabilities. As the years rolled on, the field of AI began to evolve. It was during the 1960s that the concept of generative AI started to take shape. However, it wasn't until the introduction of generative adversarial networks, or GANs, in the year 2014 that generative AI truly began to come into its own. These GANs, a class of machine learning frameworks, were designed to generate new content, and they did so by pitting two neural networks against each other. One network, the generator, creates new data, and the other, the discriminator, evaluates it for authenticity. In essence, these two networks play a continuous game of cat and mouse, leading to the creation of increasingly realistic content. But the advancements didn't stop there. Just recently, we've witnessed the rise of powerful language models like ChatGPT and image-generating models like DALL-E. These models have billions of parameters and are capable of generating high-quality text and images respectively. They have opened up new possibilities for generative AI, moving us closer to a future where AI can generate not just any content, but content that is indistinguishable from that created by humans. And let's not forget the evolution of AI from rule-based systems to advanced neural networks. These networks, capable of learning from patterns in datasets, have driven the recent advances in AI-generated content. They've allowed us to move away from rigid, rule-based systems towards more flexible, data-driven models. It's been a long journey, and generative AI has come a long way since its inception. From the rudimentary systems of the 1950s to the advanced neural networks of today, we've seen an incredible transformation in the field of AI. And as we look to the future, it's clear that the dawn of generative AI is just the beginning. But how does generative AI create such diverse content, you may ask? The answer lies in a combination of intricate machine learning algorithms and the power of neural networks. In essence, generative AI is a form of artificial intelligence that uses algorithms to generate content. It's like an artist with an infinite palette, creating unique outputs based on a set of inputs or prompts. The key to its creativity lies in its ability to learn from data and apply that learning to generate new original content. At the heart of generative AI are machine learning algorithms. These algorithms use training datasets to identify patterns and relationships within the data. Once these patterns are identified, the AI can use them as a blueprint to create new content. For example, if the AI is trained on a dataset of images of cats, it can learn the common features of these images and generate a completely new image of a cat that doesn't exist. But these algorithms don't work alone. They are powered by neural networks, particularly generative adversarial networks, or GANs, and variational autoencoders, or VAEs. These neural networks mimic the human brain's structure and function, allowing the AI to handle complex patterns and generate realistic content. GANs work through a system of two neural networks, the generator and the discriminator. The generator creates new content, while the discriminator evaluates the quality of this content by comparing it to the training data. This adversarial process continues until the generated content is indistinguishable from the original data. On the other hand, VAEs operate by encoding inputs into a latent space and then decoding them to generate new content. This process allows the AI to learn the underlying structure of the data and use it to generate similar but new content. It's important to note that generative AI doesn't just reproduce the data it's trained on. Instead, it learns the essence of this data and uses that understanding to create something new. It's a complex process, but the results are nothing short of amazing. You might be wondering, what can generative AI do? Well, let's embark on a journey to explore the fascinating applications of generative AI. Let's start with language models. These are the talkative side of generative AI. A prime example is ChatGPT, a chatbot that has been making waves in the AI world. It uses generative AI to produce human-like text responses, aiding in tasks from customer service to creative writing. Now let's tune into audio and speech models. Generative AI has lent its voice to the creation of synthetic audio content. It can generate music, voiceovers, and even mimic specific voices. Imagine having your favorite author narrate their own book, even if they're no longer with us. That's the power of generative AI. Moving on to visual and imagery models, these are the artists of generative AI. DALL-E, for instance, has the uncanny ability to create unique images from textual descriptions. You could ask it to draw a two-headed pink elephant doing a handstand, and it would. We also have data-generating models. These models have the ability to generate synthetic data that mirrors real-world statistics. They're used in simulations, testing, and training where real-world data is hard to come by or sensitive in nature. Finally, we can't discuss generative AI without mentioning DeepMind. It's an AI system that's mastering the art of playing complex games like chess and Go. It isn't just about winning games, though. DeepMind is learning, strategy, decision-making, and problem-solving skills, which have far-reaching applications beyond the gaming world. Generative AI is like a chameleon, effortlessly adapting to various tasks, be it writing, talking, drawing, or even strategizing. Its applications span across numerous industries, including, but not limited to, banking, high-tech, and life sciences. It's like a virtual expert that's always ready to assist, creating content based on user prompts and automating tasks that were once thought uniquely human. From text to images, generative AI is revolutionizing content creation. It's the unseen artist, the silent composer, the invisible author, and the strategist behind the scenes. And we're only just beginning to tap into its potential. There's no doubt that generative AI has its advantages. Indeed, one of the most significant benefits of generative AI is how it revolutionizes productivity. By automating tasks that previously required human intervention, it allows us to focus on more complex and creative endeavors. For instance, generative AI can help in automating decision-making processes, collaboration, and other knowledge work activities. This could potentially free up 60 to 70% of an employee's time, which means more time for strategic thinking and innovative problem-solving. Speaking of innovation, generative AI also sparks creativity in new ways. It can generate a variety of content forms from text and audio to images and videos. This opens up a world of possibilities for artists, musicians, writers, and content creators. Imagine having a virtual partner that could brainstorm ideas with you, write drafts for you, or even compose a piece of music based on your preferences. The creative potential is simply staggering. It's not just the creative industries that stand to benefit. Generative AI has the potential to impact a wide range of sectors, from banking and high-tech to life sciences. It can act as a virtual expert, helping workers access internal information quickly and efficiently. This means less time spent on mundane tasks and more time spent on tasks that truly matter. And let's not forget about the potential impacts on job roles. Generative AI could affect hundreds of millions of full-time jobs worldwide, particularly those in administrative and legal roles. While this may sound concerning, it's important to remember that every technological revolution brings about a shift in the job market. Yes, some jobs may become obsolete, but new roles are also likely to emerge. The key is to adapt and evolve, to learn new skills and embrace the opportunities that this technology brings. Generative AI is certainly a game changer, but it's not all rosy. Yes, there are challenges and concerns, particularly around job displacement and the spread of misinformation. But as with any innovation, the key is to navigate these challenges wisely, to harness the power of generative AI while mitigating its risks. And that, dear friends, is the bright side of generative AI. Like any technology, generative AI has its downsides. As we delve into the darker corners of generative AI, it's crucial to remember that no innovation is without its challenges and potential drawbacks. One of the primary concerns surrounding generative AI is the potential for bias. These systems learn from vast amounts of data, and if that data is skewed or biased in any way, the AI will inevitably replicate and even amplify these biases. This leads to an ethical concern about fairness and equality, as biased AI could potentially lead to unjust outcomes in various fields, from job recruiting to loan approvals. Another ethical concern revolves around the potential for misuse of generative AI, particularly in the spread of misinformation. With its ability to generate realistic-looking text, images, and even video, generative AI could be used to create convincing fake news or deepfake videos, posing a significant threat to truth and trust in our digital age. The fear of job displacement is also a significant concern with the rise of generative AI. According to a McKinsey analysis, generative AI has the potential to automate work activities that consume 60 to 70% of employees' time, particularly in high-earning knowledge work involving decision-making and collaboration. Half of today's work activities could be automated between 2030 and 2060, impacting millions of full-time jobs worldwide, particularly in administrative and legal roles. This brings forth the pressing need for workers' retraining and transition to different work activities. Moreover, generative AI is not without technical challenges. In its early implementations, issues with accuracy and hallucinations, where the AI generates content that makes sense in context but is factually incorrect or entirely made up, have been observed. These inaccuracies could lead to potential misunderstandings or misinterpretations, especially where precision is critical, such as in legal or medical contexts. Clearly, while generative AI holds immense potential, it also raises some serious questions. As we navigate this brave new world of AI-generated content, it's essential to keep these concerns in mind, striving for ethical use and regulation to mitigate these downsides. The journey of generative AI is just beginning, and its path forward is ours to shape. So, what does the future hold for generative AI? As we delve into the coming years, we can anticipate a significant evolution in the field of generative AI. This technology is not just about creating intriguing content anymore, it's about reshaping the way we work, learn, and even think. In the not-so-distant future, generative AI is expected to automate a significant portion of work activities, particularly those involving decision-making and collaboration. As a result, it's not surprising that high-wage occupations, especially those requiring a high level of education, are predicted to be the most affected. Industries such as banking, high-tech, and life sciences could be the ones to experience the most profound impact. Imagine having a virtual expert at your disposal, ready to help you access internal information swiftly. That's one of the many possibilities generative AI holds for the future. However, this shift won't come without its challenges. Workers may need assistance transitioning to different work activities or retraining for new jobs. Moreover, the rise of generative AI is expected to prompt the development of regulatory frameworks. As generative AI continues to evolve, so too will the need for rules and guidelines to ensure its ethical use. These frameworks will play a crucial role in addressing concerns about biases in training data and the potential for spreading misinformation. But let's not forget, generative AI is also about innovation. It's about creating new forms of content and improving workflows. It's about opening a world of opportunities and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. In conclusion, the future of generative AI is as thrilling as it is complex. It's a future filled with vast potential, but also significant challenges. It's a future where generative AI could be a powerful tool in our day-to-day lives, but also a subject of debate and scrutiny. The future of generative AI is certainly exciting and holds many possibilities. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned about generative AI. We started our journey with the dawn of generative AI, tracing its roots back to the 1950s, and watching its evolution through the development of generative adversarial networks in 2014. We've seen how this technology has matured, becoming more accessible and user-friendly, with interfaces that allow us to create high-quality content in mere seconds. We delved into the inner workings of generative AI, discovering the magic behind its ability to produce various forms of content, be it text, imagery, audio, or synthetic data. We've learned how it uses various AI algorithms, starting with a prompt and employing the power of neural networks to generate new original content. We also explored the many faces of generative AI, examining examples like ChatGPT, DALL-E, and Bard. We saw how it's used in language models, audio and speech models, visual and imagery models, and data-generating models. We've discovered how it can automate tasks, improve workflows, and create new forms of content across a variety of industries. On the bright side, we've acknowledged the potential of generative AI to increase productivity and automate routine tasks, freeing up time for more complex human endeavors. It can act as a virtual expert, offering quick access to internal information, and has the potential to transform industries such as banking, high-tech, and life sciences. But we've also confronted the dark side of generative AI, discussing the concerns about biases in training data, the ethical implications, and the potential for misinformation. We've touched upon the fear of job displacement, particularly in high-earning occupations involving cognitive tasks. Looking ahead, we've pondered the future of generative AI, acknowledging that while the regulatory frameworks are still under development, the era of generative AI is just beginning. We've recognized the challenges that lie ahead, such as accuracy, bias, and the so-called hallucinations in early implementations. Generative AI is certainly a fascinating field, and we can't wait to see where it takes us next.